Since we're here gambling, we might as well talk about the luckiest man that ever lived. Welcome to Let's Talk Slots, here on another Tail Tuesday. We're going to talk about the luckiest man in the world, probably while we're doing some, these are only dollar bets. We'll start off with $2 bets, just see how this goes for us. Not really chasing the counter, just playing my favorite Phoenix Link machine. That might be a little too loud. Let me check the volume here right quick before I get into this story. I think that volume will work. How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. I am feel like I'm getting a little bit better hang of this YouTube thing. All right, so we need 3 of those things or 6 of the Phoenix, just in case you were curious. All right, so the strangest luck, I guess, and you could look at it 2 ways. You could say he's either the luckiest man in the world or the most unlucky man in the world. But his name was Frane Selick, and he was a Croatian music teacher. And it really does sound like his life was just crazy, something out of a movie, right? So in 1962, this was his first of many incidents. He was in a train crash, and the train crashed into the river. And so he, and it was an icy river because it was in the wintertime. And 17 people died, but he ended up with just a broken arm and hypothermia. So he was able to survive that. Then, a year later, in 1963, it was on his first and only plane ride. There was a malfunction on the door, and the plane door blew off mid-flight. And he didn't have a seatbelt on, and he was 2 more. Hey, all right. Nice, that's $6. All right, the blue word's $100. All right, can I get one more? Save it. All right, not bad. All right, not bad at all. Pretty much back to our starting stack here. So anyway, so Frane didn't have a seatbelt on and he was sucked out, right? And he landed in a haystack of all things. So he's one of the few, there's a few stories actually of people being sucked out of planes and actually surviving the fall. But he was, he landed in a haystack, and the plane crashed and the other passengers all perished. But he was the sole survivors, right? And again, so you can interpret the story how you want. Either he's the luckiest man ever because he was now in 2 incidents that could have taken his life but didn't, or the unluckiest guy in the world because he was, part of 2 incidents that could have, taken his life. So luckily, he had 3 years of peace. And he had nothing bad happen to him until 1966. So there was a city bus and he was riding in, and it skidded off the road into another river. And 4 people, unfortunately drowned in that incident, but he was able to swim ashore. And so now this is his 3rd time. This was his 3rd time cheating death. So what do you guys think of this game, by the way, Sensei Master? It is my favorite of the Phoenix Link, Sensei Master and Queen Chu. And it's only because I like the free games, and it's because of the multipliers. 2 more, no. All right, the fighting guy, or the punch guy. The brick breaking guy, I think. 1 more, no, hey, all right. I saw that and didn't think I got it. All right. So now we just need to line up these multipliers and get a good spin out of it. Multipliers. Multiplier. Got the Phoenix blockers right there. Multiplier. Okay, a couple of 9s 4 ways with 2 multipliers. All right. Did we get 5 of a kind? Looks like we did. Of the queens, 5 of a kind of the queens. All right, $32. It's pretty good for a $2 bet. Come on. Oh. Go. All right, 1 more. Brick breaking guy. All right. Got us back to almost starting stack. So as long as we're staying even, I'm fine. All right. So that bus crash was in 1966. So luckily, he had about 4 years of peace. And then he was driving, and his car suddenly caught fire, and he escaped just before the fuel tank blew up. And so that was in 1970. Then in 1973, so this is his 5th, there was another car explosion. His car engine blew up this time, and flames shot through the air vents. And most of his hair was actually singed off. So he lost most of his hair from it being singed off. But again, he walked away. So this is 1973. So really at this point, now I got to ask the question. 2 more. How many of you think that this is the luckiest guy in the world or the most unlucky guy in the world? Because this is sort of one of those philosophical questions. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? I would say he's the luckiest guy in the world because, you know, how many times can you skirt death? Also, though, by this point in my life, if I had 5, skirts with death that were this close, I'd feel like maybe there was somebody out trying to, get rid of me. So I don't know. So that was incident number 5. So the good news is that his life settles down for about 22 years. And then in 1995, he was hit by a bus in Zagreb, which I believe Zagreb is the capital of Croatia. I know it's a city in Croatia. Just not sure if it's the capital. And he, of course, he survived because he's the luckiest guy in the world, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Again, though, I'd like to know what your guys' opinion is. Is he the luckiest guy in the world or is he the most unlucky guy in the world? So then, 3 more. So then he was driving in 1996. So this is a year after. Yay, all right. All right. We will continue with the story after this. Multiplier. Aw. Come on, multipliers. 2 more. All right, 3 more spins. Come on. Be good. 2 more. Or 2 more. Well, that was one of those bonuses. One of those bonuses that are typical, but you don't write home about. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, so he was driving in 1996. So this is a year after he was hit by a bus. And there was a semi-truck coming at him that had lost control. So he swerved off of the mountain and he basically plunged down the side of a cliff, and he fell more than 300 feet into a gorge. And luckily he was ejected from his car because his car had exploded. And he was hanging on to a tree. So they found him down the cliff. 2 more. They found him down the cliff and he was hanging from a tree, hanging onto a tree. So he didn't plummet the rest of the way down the cliff. So once again, he cheated death. His car not only went over the cliff, but actually exploded at the bottom. So So that was in 1996. So that was 7 times that this dude, 3 more. 7 times that this dude sort of cheated death. Now, 2 more. All right. We will continue the story after these messages. Can we get a word? Hey, 3 of them. $60 right there, because that's 20, 20, 20. Very nice. This should get us back to even or more. All right. Let me fill it up. All right, save it. All right. Very nice. All right. Right here. Oh, it's gonna be right there. Nope, it was the top left corner. Oh, I saw the green and the blue word. I saw the triple blue word. For the record, the reason I say blue word is I had a video demonetized because I said the M word too many times. Hey, all right. All right, it is maxed out grand jackpot, by the way. It is $18,888. And that is max. Be there, show up. No. All right, $100. All right, we're up $22. This is great. There's nothing better than telling a story and winning a little bit of money. Yeah, okay. So where we left off is he's cheated death 7 times now, and it's 1996. His car just exploded after he had to, come on. Oh, it just went by. After he had to swerve to avoid a semi. And finally, something that actually is lucky happened to his life. So in 2003, he bought a lottery ticket and he won the equivalent of 1 million USD, which is, a lot of money in Croatia, especially in 2003. So in 2003, he won the equivalent of $1 million. And so after the life that he lived, $100 ball right there. After the life that he lived, he used it to buy, he bought 2 houses, and he also bought a boat. So this man lived it up a little bit. Oh. And then finally, at the ripe old age in 2010, so in 2010, when he was in his 80s, he gave away most of his money. And he gave it to family and friends, saying all he needed was love, not wealth. And so I feel like there's a moral of this story. And I would say the moral of the story is he's, either the luckiest man alive or most unlucky man. And it's funny because I feel like he was cosmically balanced, meaning, nice. Okay, 5 of 9. Meaning he had both extremes. Multiple times he almost died, but then he also won, $1 million in 2003 in Czechoslovakia, which is, or Croatia, which is quite a bit of money in that country. So, yeah. So what do you guys think? Luckiest man alive, unluckiest man alive? I'm going with luckiest man. That's my vote. All right. Well, we started with 310, and that was a shorter story. One more. No, minor. That's 300 or M word. That's $300. Man, we needed one more. Okay, so I'll play this to 280. Just one more would have doubled our money. But got to give it a little bit now since they did that to us. It probably knew we were about to quit. So anyway, give it another $20. So yeah, opinion. Luckiest or unluckiest man alive? 4 more? Nope. The stories are going to be a little bit shorter this week. And that's because I'm actually going to be out of the country. And so I'm trying to stack as many videos as I can. So that way there's no daily upload that's missed. And we're at 281. Oh, all right. We're going to do one more spin, 279.88. So not bad. Told a story, plus about $30. I appreciate every like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.